Okay, my name is Mariasha Eliassi. Welcome. It is a great honor, together with the Jewish Women's Soul Center and the Bas Melech movement, to welcome Rebbetzin Sarah Basya Mendelsohn, a Jewish educator, lecturer, teacher of Chassidut and Torah, a BS in Jewish studies. She has a master's in education, along with other studies in leadership. This is a very, very, very incredible opportunity that we have merited to be here together with Mrs. Mendelsohn, a Jewish educator and lecturer with many years of experience. So without further ado, welcome, and I'm going to hand it over to you, Mrs. Mendelsohn. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Good evening. Chodesh Tov, almost another hour, so I'm not less than an hour, but pre-Chodesh Tov. That the Chodesh, new months, connected to the ladies, to the women, and so this is basically our holiday. So today we are starting preparation for a very important part of our life, uh, Chodesh Elul, the month of Elul, and of course the preparation for Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. That by itself already, when we hear this, we starting to be a little nervous how we will pass this time and how it will affect our our year. So we would like to discuss those parts of the preparation. I will be, as a being good teacher all my life, it's an instructor, professor in college, I always allow myself to look in my writings, so you will accept this. You also, I hope that everybody got from Mariasha that she is very organized person, also prepared pages, like work pages, like for this workshop, for this first class of the 5 classes for preparation for Rosh Hashanah, and I hope that you will be able to follow me. And so, Baruch Hashem, Bezrat Hashem, let's start. So, looking back, we will start with the concept of looking back. What does it means looking back, but not going back? Right now, by the way, I would like you to understand that it will be a lot of thoughts, a lot of philosophical thoughts, abstractive thoughts, going out from our bodies, thinking a lot, connecting to Hashem. And it's okay, whatever you will think or you will say, because we are going to have discussion and everything is fine. The results, I would like you later on to prepare on those pages and do your homework, because each and every paper, every page applies to your soul, to your neshama, and to your nefesh. And the most important for us to understand that in this world we are chas v'chalila, we are not correcting neshama. Neshama is alokit; it came from Hashem, and nothing to correct. We are correcting our nefesh, the tchunot, the traits, characteristic traits, psychological traits, mental traits, behavior traits of ourself, meaning nefesh, and we want to try to make them to work very good at this life, together with our body, that nefesh represent connected to our body, of course. And so my first point is like looking back. What does it mean looking back? We turn around the head and we're looking back. What happens through this year? We came to the situation right now, we're starting the time when in Israel special, here too, people go to a local grocery where people know you, the owner knows you, and sometimes you come in and say, please write it on my account. And on the end of the month, I will pay everything. You will send me a bill and I'll pay everything. Many businesses work like this. Different businesses work like this. They buy from different places, and then they get a bill and they paid. So in reality, in spiritual thought, we came to the situation where now is the end of Jewish year. It's a different from the actually the beginning of the year, Chodesh Nisan, but as Rosh Hashanah we consider this as the head of the year. So we will be explain what does it means that the owner of the grocery, when we usually or any other balabait of any other businesses, where we usually come in and say, please sign whatever, is just write it on my cheshbon, on my account. He comes and say, that's it, I cannot write it anymore, the end, this year is over, and I'm not going to start a new year with a cheshbon, with share of the previous year. You have to pay it in full, and then we will start from a clear page, from new account, from everything, but that's it, time is over. That's exactly what happens to us. We have to imagine. Please, ladies, dear ladies, use a lot of your imagination. When I'm bringing those words, imagine that Beshamayim sitting angels, and whoever is for us, against us, Chas v'Shalom, against Am Yisrael, or for Am Yisrael, for personally for us, they started to write down through the year everything good that we we did, and or Chas v'Chalila, some kind of mistakes that happened that also we did, and maybe we didn't even mean it, but it's happened. So now we're starting to think, okay, the summary, we have to pay our cheshbon. So what does it means to pay cheshbon? So it's like basically you get a bill into your hands, and it says spend, bought, whatever this, and now you have to check, is everything is right? Did I do all this? Maybe I didn't. What did I mean when I do it? That's meaning looking back. And here I'm starting with this explanation, and from thinking about, that's basically the topic of our class altogether, looking back. But we are not losing ourselves, even if we will see in our situations stories that we will not be able to accept it today. We will regret it. We will be sorry. How could I do it? We still have to go and to deal with this. There is a such thing. By the way, you have a lot of sources on the end of your pages of your booklet that saying the sources where it's coming, all the musagim, all the explanation where they're coming from which sources. So the past, we have to say the past influences us, but doesn't have to imprison us. We cannot come and say, wow, what did I do? How could I do this? Now what will be? How can I continue? How I can start a new year? What will happen now to me? So this is when our mind is going straight to the prison and putting ourselves into the prison and saying, that's it. I am in prison. I'm caught. I cannot get out from there. No, the past is past. It has an influence, but it's not that we have to be in prison because of the past. The tshuva gives us the possibility of returning and choosing again. That's Baruch Hashem. Hashem is so kind to us that He always gives us opportunity to choose again and change our path, the road. A spiritual and emotional explanation of what does it mean fall often begins with before the actual fall. So let's discuss about 2 seconds about this. What does it mean that before I got into the situation, any situation, if it's relationship in my family, with my husband, with my children, with the friends, with my parents, with my boss, wherever, in a train, it's always Hashem, we will repeat it this many times, giving you a sign, a warning, and telling you, be careful, something can happen now, start to think, where are you now? So then we are going to discuss three things that beautiful, excellent from the Hasidus, from Kabbalah, that called Amtaka Avdala Achna'ah, that what is it means working on ourselves, on our pain, on our nisyones, how to get out and what to do further. So when you prepare on Rosh Hashanah, why do we need to look backwards before we moving toward forward? Why we're looking backward? Can anybody answer, please? That's a very, very important thing to think about this before we stepping into the road of preparation for Rosh Hashanah. Anybody can say why we have to look back in order to move further? Who can answer, please? Don't be embarrassed. Speak. Mariasha, what do you think? Ilana, what do you think? Anybody else? Everybody can participate. Even if we mistake it, we will correct each other and continue further. Yes?
We have to look back to understand ourselves, to know
Can you
where
speak
we're
louder?
so we can understand ourselves and our patterns.
Yes. And more than this, to check our bill, our cheshbon. Yes, we spoke about the cheshbon with the grocery or with other companies, etc., and to check if everything was right. Example, I'll give a simple example. I bought too many pitas, and the pitas got spoiled, or I bought too many cottages. I'm learning from this, not to buy so many, or I bought too many things that really I could live without this. And then I said to myself, wait, you didn't do a good preparation, right preparation. I'm just using this for everyday life. So now we have to go back and start slowly to go through our life, through this year that's passing now, and see, so what was right and what was wrong. What was absolutely necessary to do, even it's very hard, and what is not necessary, and then the third part, what was really wrong to do, and we did it by mistake or not thinking enough, and that's where we start slowly to write down to ourselves, saying, okay, for next year, let's say for party in Purim, I will not order so many mishloach manot, or I will not order so many pieces of something for the how you say this, for the Purim party or balloons or something. It was enough to do this in this amount. So that's called going back. Any your behavior that I'm speaking now, just you have to understand that I'm speaking in reality about behavior. We are comparing this to the things in the grocery or in life, but in reality we mean our behavior. We look back in order to live in the past, but not in order to live in the past, but not to learn from this, because explain what does it mean. So there are three very famous psychologists that they are explaining us about the way how our life is built, how the people are built. Sigmund Freud emphasizes how strongly our past can influence us, meaning in a regular language, how many people will explain this. They will say that Freud said, look, that's how you were born, and that's it, and you basically cannot change nothing. That's what is given from your parents, from where it is, from God, whatever it is, and you never will be able to change nothing. You have to live with this situation, with those facts for the rest of your life. Alfred Adler, also very famous psychologist, emphasized direction, purpose, and where we are going. He says, okay, we have a package. That's where we were born, how we were born, by those families, by those parents. That was given by Hashem, and we are just saying that we have to see ourselves, understanding that in reality that was given. Now Adler, in reality, when you start to learn and read his works, you understand that Adler will say such thing. You know what? Yes, it's true. You got it. You got it. Unfortunately, there are many problems. Situation happened. You were born in such family. Maybe it would be better to be born in another family, but that's a fact. So we will close this page. Don't think, don't go back and don't think about this. Let's start our life, my life. Forget about my parents. Forget about what happened. Forget where I was born. Start from your page. Go study, build yourself, have a profession, start a new life, a new page, and you will be happy. And then there is a very famous person, Viktor Frankl, that went through concentration camps from Nazis and etc. And that Rabbi very much was speaking about him and was trying to push him to continue his work, because the work completely was, the approach to our life was completely different than the previous two psychologists. What does it mean? Viktor Frankl said very simple, no, I'm not going to cross my past. The opposite, I'll bring my past to the future, meaning I will learn from this. It will be my base. It will be a chair on what I will be standing, and I'll continue from all this pain and from everything what I went through. I'll bring into the future, and it will make me even stronger. That's how he approached. By the way, Friedrich Rebbe said the same. Yosef Yitzchak Schneerson, Rebbe Rayatz said the same thing. I am who I am, bringing all my ksheim, everything what I went through, and I'm proud of this, and I want to I would never sell it for any money in the world. My tzarot, my nisyonot, I will always keep it together with me, knowing that that's what Hashem wanted me, how to grow and whom to behave. So we learned now about three approaches. Usually we would say the approach of Viktor Frankl, speaking about psychology. It's not exactly Jewish, but I'm just bringing you to understand the life. This is the most right approach for our life, since everybody has his own past, his own, like I call this in Yiddish or in Hebrew, pekale, a box of his nisyonot, of his test, and therefore we cannot just close it. We cannot just say that's why the parents were bad, this happened, that happened. No, we're taking all this and bringing it to future. And then what Torah says, we are going, of course, we are Jews, we are frum, we are having Yerat Hashemayim. What Torah? Torah gives us something even deeper, Bchira and Tshuva. That means that you choosing your life now, and you making Tshuva, whatever happened. I cannot rewrite yesterday. Meaning, yesterday, I want everybody to understand, whatever happened to us yesterday, or a year ago, a half a year ago, 3 months, or 10 years ago, we will put a label to this and call it Ashgacha Pratis. You can write it down. Because Ashgacha Pratis, that's what happened. What can I tell you? If Hashem will not want it, never would happen. But Hashem wanted. He put me in this situation. And unfortunately, I went a wrong way, etc. So that's what's happening. And that I will call Ashgacha Pratis. Now, the telling you here, just to continue for a second, we will come back to this, but the Hoveh, the present, and the future is in whose hand? Of course in Hashem, but our hand. It's already not Ashgacha Pratis. It's already our responsibility, our available. We are available. We are possible. There is a possibility that we will choose different approach, different path, and we will be able to live our life in different way, and not to fall again. So now, so we are again will repeat that the past is not a prison. It's not a prison that's holding us. We have to continue, and we will discuss it a few times more about, okay, we made the future, close the door, and leave it behind. Yes, we have this experience, but we are not grabbing it and holding on to it and not crying every day. And now we will discuss a new thing, a new concept that is very important, the tshuva besimcha. So there are different approaches of tshuva. And there are people that will stand and beat themselves every time and cry and be very much be'etzav, very sad, and very cry, pull out the hair, and never will come and find their peace. And at kidikach, until the situation that we might get into the situation of merirut, of bitterness, that you know that we will never find peace in ourselves and not learn to love Hashem and appreciate what He put, how strong the nisyonos, how strong the tests were, and it's the situation that we live in. The opposite, we will be constantly, in Hebrew we say mikater, complaining and saying and crying and speaking about this, and never see the light in the end of the tunnel. So here I want you to understand that no, the Hasidus, the Hasidut, and really in Kabbalah and psychology, we don't go this way, because this way will make us happy and healthy. The opposite. Yes, we needed to go through this, but what will be tomorrow? The past, as we said, as I will repeat many times, the past is gashgacha pratit. That's happened already. But the future can be very bright. I'll be very smart, I'll be much wiser, I'll have chokhmah, and I will be with bina, nevunah, understanding how to behave in future.
Florence,
I want to ask, yes?
I just wanted to say, Florence, would you be able to mute? Thank you so much.
Yeah, everything is okay?
Yeah, we're just getting some background noise, but from Florence, if you're able to just click mute, I think that would help. Thank you so much.
So, how do you think the tshuva involves regret? How can it be besimcha? So, from Tanya we say atzvut, the sadness, atzvut, pulls a person downward and can make her feel hopeless. And that's when the person says, I cannot do nothing, I cannot get up in the morning, I cannot do this, I cannot speak to my children, to my husband, nobody understands this, look what happens. And that's called that we constantly are very sad. And merirus is honest pain, what awakens a person and motivates to change. When we come, Rebbe was saying, Amarash Hora is a very, and Baal Shem Tov is explaining, it's very hard situation from what we many times cannot get out. So important for us to understand that we have to hold on ourselves and never get to the point where we will be suffering from, in English it will be deep depression, hard depression, where we will need to approach doctors and go and say, you know, I cannot continue to live like this. So we are allowed to cry. Ladies, by the tshuva, we will finish very soon this to speak, but I want everybody to understand. Yes, tshuva, because many people think, oh, we are not allowed to cry. No, we are allowed to cry. Hashem made us the situation of crying. Of course, we prefer to have, we would like to cry from simcha, but even from sad situation, we are allowed to cry. That's how He created us. But the purpose of tears is not to remain in tears forever. The purpose is to understand and to return. I heard once Menis Friedman, a famous philosopher, Jewish philosopher, a Lubavitcher rabbi, said such things that even when a person cries, even if a dog passed away or something small happened, it means that he's making tshuva. Hard to understand, but in reality, we're crying from a sad stories, from a sad movies. We watch the movies. Whatever we do, we cry because we are feeling it ourselves. We think about this. What will happen to me if I will be there? I can cry over yesterday, and I still make the tshuva besimcha today. That's a very important thing. I understood everything. I'm not stupid. Hashem gave me a lot of seichel, a lot of intelligence, a lot of understanding and wisdom to understand, yes, it was wrong, it was hard yesterday, but today is a new day. The sun is bright and it's shining, and it will be a nice day to start from the beginning. So that's how we looking at our life. So whatever happened today, if I don't feel today good, if the children not exactly behaved, if I had misunderstanding with my husband or with the boss or whoever it is, it will be tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm not crying about yesterday. I'm stopping, making a summary, make an analyzing. Very important to learn to analyze the situation and to continue further. Now, because, why? Because Hashem gives us a new opportunity, a new day, a new possibility. The past is Ashgacha Pratis, the future in our hand, and Hashem loves us, so He says, okay, Sarah, Basya, this was a year ago, last year, through the year, whatever it was. Now I'm giving you a new page. Start from new. Start and show me that you understood, and you will be thinking many times before you will learn to make a new step. Just teaching one more thing. When you're thinking about those concepts, think to teach yourself always not to answer. Nobody stands chas v'chalila with a gun. We are not in time of KGB or chas v'chalila in Iran or other places. But what we are trying to say, you have developed in yourself a machshava, a thought to say, to teach yourself to say, I have to think about this. Don't rush to answer. If it's pleasant, not pleasant, if you don't know the answer. You are not a machine. You are not ChatGPT. You are not the smartest person in the world, and you are not a computer. When I was a teacher, that I started to teach in 1980, the approach was that on each and every table in the class was supposed to be a dictionary, and in this dictionary you could see the spelling in Hebrew. So, meaning that absolutely you don't need to know everything. And another excuse, it's always not excuse, but explanation that I don't know. If a child asks you, what do you think, mommy? You can say, I have to think really about this. I think this is a very smart question, but before answering this, I have to think. Many times I will say, we will ask our rabbi, a posek, how to go from here with this before giving answer. So learn that you are not a robot and you don't have immediately to answer. Take your time and say, I will think. This approach, it's in every place. You saw a beautiful dress, a beautiful chair for your room. You saw a beautiful dress or bag or something or sale. Don't rush to buy it. Just say, wow, I really like this jewelry. It will be fitting me so much. It will will be so nice with this dress and or whatever, or this dress with my jewelry, whatever it is. But I am going to sleep over this night, and Bezrat Hashem, tomorrow I'll pass by this store. People asking me, so Rebbetzin, what will happen if tomorrow it's not there? You miss the opportunity, you miss a sale. I will always answer, it was not shaykh for you. It was not basar that you should have it. Hashem didn't want you to have it. He thinks that this, you will find something better, or you don't need it at all. Like, remember, speaking about why did I buy it, why it says I could survive without this, etc. So in this situation, we can say that no, it's not basar. I didn't need it. And that makes you control over your thoughts, control over your situation, control over machshava, the thinking process, and answering and doing. This is the three things, machshava, dibur, and maaseh, who knows all this, and if not, I will explain it again. So the controlling my machshava, the controlling my speaking, dibur, and of course, my maaseh, that the ikar, like Rabbi, as the Rabbi said, maaseh wa ikar, what we are doing, this is the peulah, the doing, this is the most important. So that's the approach that we should have. And then, of course, we will eliminate, we will see that many mistakes that we're doing by ashgacha pratis, or whatever we're doing by shgachat, like shgiya, not meaning this with a mistake, it will go away, because we starting to be the boss of our thoughts, what we speak, and what we are doing, as speaking to our husband, even when we are not happy, or with our children when we are not happy, or with their teachers in yeshiva, or wherever we are, the connections, wherever we do, never answer immediately. Say without busha, without embarrassment, because then people will see you and say, wow, it's a smart person. A person thinks before they answer. That's a very right approach. So now I will ask the Maria to show us the picture, if it's possible. Everybody has this picture on the between your pages, but I would like Maria, yes, that's what we are approaching. The picture, I made this picture, I prepared this picture, and what I'm trying to say, I brought here a girl. We don't know how old is she. Maybe she's 20, maybe she's 25, maybe she's 18 or 17 or 15. But this is our life. We're looking at this situation. We're looking at this situation. So the first part, I will first of all ask everyone to look at this. Look first and think, and don't answer immediately. And if you can participate in discussion, what do you think you see here? Anybody? I'm a good teacher, kind woman, not without sarcasm, without making fun of students, always respecting students, so you don't need to be afraid. Let's speak together. Anybody who wants to say something, what do you think is it, the picture is about? Okay, I'll start to ask question. What do you think the antenna represent? What is it we see here, the field, the cliff? What do you think that represent? Please?
Our connection to Hashem.
Huh? Our life, our connection, החיים שלנו, our life in general, yes? This is a picture that anybody can put there. Sarah Basya, Hannah, Mariasha, Ilana, Sarah, anybody, Florence, whoever is here, any person in this world can put themselves into the picture and say, this is my life. And what does antenna represent? So we said, Mariasha answered that this is connection with Ribono Shel Olam, with Ribono Shel Olam, with Hashem. And when did it really, when did the fall really begin and why? So we see the situation when the girl is going with Walkman. I call it Walkman, okie-dokie, you know. But in reality, it's her connection. It's her nefesh, it's neshama, and connection to Ribono Shel Olam, with Hashem. She's walking, it's a life. She's everyday life. And she, until the situation, she's busy with her life, but she's still very much connections. She has a strong connection with Hashem. As long as that antenna goes up. There are understanding also that antenna means the hair of the woman, that when she is not married yet and not covering the hair, her father is like in charge of his daughter, of raising her up. When she gets married, the husband provides her, supposed to provide her, and so therefore she covers the hair and say, I belong to this man. So the hair is the antenna, and what I'm trying to say, that's how we look at our life. So we have antenna, we connected to Hashem with our prayers, with our thoughts, with our behavior, with our learning of Torah, with our mitzvahs, and that's how we connected to Hashem. And then something happened. The connection is getting weaker. When it does happen weaker, everybody from all of us have this situation. Sometimes we don't feel good. Sometimes the mother-in-law said something. Sometimes the mother said something, or the father, or the brothers, or the sisters, or the children, or the boss, or the neighbor, or somebody in the train hurt your feeling. And this moment you come and saying, Lama, מדוע זה מגיע לי? למה זה מגיע לי? Why I deserve this? What did I do? And you become to be very sad. As we said, we are not supposed to get into the situation of atzvut, of the being sad, because then the sadness opens for us opportunities to be angry, to bring ourselves to the middle of anger, chaos, and then it's very hard to get out from this. And Hashem never likes when a person is angry and coes, and even if person, a neighbor, or the mother, or the children answered wrong, what we do, we have to say to ourselves, I have to think about this. I'm not answering now. I have time. I'm controlling my thought. I'm a human being. I am a person that knows to think. No way. I'm not answering now. I'm not getting into the anger situation. I have to let a person think, what did she do? But in the middle, when we are not stopping ourselves, but starting the feelings that we feel, that the blood is pushing into our head, and the blood pressure goes up, then happens the opposite. The reaction that we're starting to speak to ourselves and saying, why I deserve it, why it's happened to me. And the word why in Jewish life, in Jewish approach, in our learning and understanding, it's the wrong word. The word why, nobody will tell you. Never, I heard that, never the ceiling will open up and the voice will come and Hashem will say, hey, Sarah Basya, that's because this and this. No, it's not happening. And I should not expect this. So the wrong approach is to why. The right approach, what do I need to do to correct the situation? So the first of thing, you're asking the question, Hashem, so be patient and wait and don't answer. So in order to prevent the situation where you will get into nisayon, in the trouble. So here we see that the girl probably did something. Mariasha, can you read what it says on the side? Because of what? And in your pages, because of negative number 2.
Okay, excuse me. I'm not able to access the workshop pages. I'm looking at my cell phone. I see speaker, FaceTime, mute, more, and keyboard. How do I access the workshop pages?
Mariasha, I cannot hear you.
Hi, Florence.
I
Can you hear me, Florence? So
Yes, Mariasha?
yes, go to your text messages. I sent you the PDF. You could see it there. Also, do you see a mute button by any chance?
What kind of button?
It should say mute. It's a little button on the microphone.
A microphone? I don't see. I see a mute. Yeah.
Yes, so I sent you the PDF, and if you could mute, that would also be good for the recording. But I'll send it to you again. Go to your text messages, please.
Okay, I'm going to mute it right now.
Thank you, Florence. Thank you.
So let's go to the picture back and see what we see there on number 2. What is it teaching us to do or not to do? Mariasha?
So number 2 is losing connection. Little by little, she gets distracted. Wrong choices, ego, anger, laziness, negative thoughts, and bad influences begin to weaken her connection.
Okay, so here we clearly understand that there is a situation of ego, myself, what I asked before, Lama ze magia li, why I deserve this. This is ego. We can say, but this is honestly, I didn't do nothing. Why did I deserve that person will answer me, or the situation will be out of control, and further, etc. So the situation, I want you to learn very fast. I will explain something, as I say, on fly, that you should learn with me. And it's very not easy to take this knowledge, this information, and approach to your life. As we said before, not to use, it's very wrong to use the word why. The answer is what. So for a second, I'll go to Rabbeinu Basya, and there is a very interesting situation when David HaMelech, yes, going out into the street of Jerusalem with his helpers, with his people that his people that surrounding him, his servants, and he goes out. All of a sudden comes the good friend, a servant of his son Avshalom. Avshalom were making a very big started a big war against David HaMelech, against his father, and he was from the oldest sons, and he was claiming that when David HaMelech will pass away, he should become to be the next king. And he approached many people, and they started to make a machaneh, a camp that were working very much to basically destroy David HaMelech, that David HaMelech will, without brera, without choice, will give Avshalom and write him to be the next king. David HaMelech didn't want to, because his son was that he thought about that will be a next king will be Shlomo. And therefore David was doing everything that to stop the milchama. That's why the Rabbi Rashab and Rabbi Rayatz is speaking a lot about the milchamot of the house of David, milchamot shel Beit David, that many people claim that we are going through them again now very strongly before coming of Mashiach. So what we are trying to do is to prevent to do them at our home. That's why I always repeat and repeat that please learn to think before answering. So here David HaMelech, when they go out, comes servant of Avshalom, and start to curse with a very bad cursing the King David. David, and David is alive and walking in the streets. How could it be? And he's trying to say that, look, he curses him. And the servant of David runs out and ready to mama's to fight for him, and threw him out from the square wherever they are. And how dare you to speak like this to the king? And David stops him. Here I want you to understand, to hear very clear those words. David stops him and says very, very wise thing that it comes from Rabbi Basya to understand it. David says, stop. Hashem told him, kalel. Hashem told him, curse him, meaning curse me, curse David. And then Rabbi Basya explains, Maze, what does it means what does it means that Hashem told him to curse him? And David HaMelech explains, and then Rabbi Basya explains and develops whole explanation that nothing had happened to no one, even to David HaMelech, a king of Am Yisrael, if Hashem didn't say kalel, curse him, that it would never happen. And David says, I deserve it. That's what Hashem wants. Otherwise the man would never curse me. And that's why David is writing for us all the Tehillim, 150 parakim, kapitelach of Tehillim that we are saying to really for kaparot, for our nefesh, of our neshama, saying that look, we're all going through a lot, and that's what can bring a kapara and clear out all the situation. So we see what I'm trying to say here, that even the dramatic situation of the girl happens when the connection is disconnected. Her antenna is disconnected. Herself disconnects from Hashem. And she becomes to be when she is angry. David HaMelech could be very angry and say, chop his head, get him out, put him in prison forever, let him rot in the prison forever. But David HaMelech says, no, it's not because of him. Meaning that if chas v'shalom, chas v'chalila, a person needs to, his life is gone, this is it, for a reason, for any reason, the person has to pass away this and this day. We're davening that we should live till the coming of Mashiach, or to Seva Tova, to a long life, and do everything what Hashem wants. But if chas v'chalila, the person has to go from this world, pashut lalechet. What happens? How many times we heard that in Queens or in Brooklyn, a car flies and pashut kills somebody, or killed a woman with 2 children. How could it happen in reality? Why? So it says that this woman with 2 children was supposed to happen 2 years ago, I think, was supposed to go. But the question now, who will do this job? And of course, I want here to explain you that this is milchama v'shalom, a war and a punishment. But here I just want to explain you that you should never break yourself and become to be sad and wish somebody something or curse somebody. The opposite, to understand that everything happened because Hashem wanted so. And we should never blame no one to say, oh, this person did this and this. No, we are not doing this. Hashem told this person to do. Hashem told this person, the person went out, didn't think, chas v'chalila, to kill no one, but it's happened. The car went and chas v'chalila killed. Of course we are not jealous of this person who drove wrong, or were shikor, or was drunk, etc. But in the situation, the reality, the Beis Din of Mala, the court, heavenly court, decided that that's what has to happen. So in the situation when somebody hurt your feeling, you, chas v'chalila, is to become to be said the opposite. You have to start to understand by having this thing what Hashem in reality wants from me. So the girl, we see the next situation in number 3, that antenna breaks, and the girl is falling from the cliff, and she is now inside. And of course, everyone has this. I'm not asking you, but I want you to do homework later on and to understand how many times we have this feeling, I'm alone. How could it happen? I'm completely lonely. Livad. Nobody cares about me. Nobody loves me. Nobody understands me. Nobody comes to tell me, we love you, we care about you, etc. But the opposite, the person becomes to be so depressed that now she in the cliff and she inside and she doesn't know what to do next. That's our life. And there are people that will go to yes. You want to say something? Okay, so that's where we are in the situation where we need to take again ourselves into the hands and say, Bezrat Hashem, I will also pass this. Gamzula Tova. I have to go through the situation, a hard situation that Hashem put us, but with our work, we will make it through. And what we start to do, of course, the next step is to start to daven, back to future. Here we using the expression, Kabbalistic expression, back to the future. In order to go to future, we have to go back. So it's making basically cheshbon nefesh. So what did I do that Hashem let me fly down? That I'm so alone, so helpless, so cannot understand, so depressed. Why did I get to this point? What did I do wrong? How can I how can I come out from this situation and continue to move on and to do what Hashem really wants me to do? That's a work that we have to think about. We have life. We have responsibility. We promised, we women, ladies, promised Nashei Israel, Kserot, Vechavivot, the best women. We promised to Hashem before we came back down into this world that we will do the best to help our husbands, to help our children, to help our family, our friends, to be example to community. And so we have to a lot what to do still for our grandchildren, whoever has already. So we have to work very strong and not to give up on life. The opposite, we have to start in those situations. Ladies, start to sing. Start to sing, if it's Nigun Chabad, if it's Nigun the Zmirot, if it's something, any song that makes you happy, start to sing. And start to say, I'll come out from this. Everything will be good. I'm sure. This is only Nisayon. I'll pass Nisayon. Everything, I will be becoming to be much smarter, much wiser, and much more capable to help other people, to show them example. Look what can happen. So another thing that I want here to stop, until now, I just want to stop for a second. Anybody wants to say something? Anybody wants to say a remark, to speak, to say something? Everybody quiet. We'll continue. So I want here to teach you, this is part of making tshuva, the very important thing that called warning. Hashem never comes, take a hammer and bangs us on the head. No, no, no. There are warning signals. There are signals that the voice in ourselves, the voice that we got at 12 years old, at the time of bat mitzvah. Even if you didn't get the bat mitzvah, you didn't have bat mitzvah, still by boys at 13 years old, the good voice comes out and start to speak and you hear this is a good angel that tells, look, you have to understand, listen, be smart, don't listen to friends, make a healthy border with a friend, be very careful, and therefore we have to understand that we are controlling. We are the bosses of our head and our behavior, of our machshavot, of our thoughts, of our dibur, and our maaseh. We have to teach ourselves how to behave right, that not regret later. So Hashem sends you always, a voice is talking to you and telling you, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? You don't need to do it. Just go away. Don't talk. Don't explain. Don't even listen to those kind of people. Walk away. And of course, the Yetzer Hara start to say, what are you talking? They hurt my feelings. How dare you are? No. In those situations, we must teach ourselves to say, no, I'm not answering. I'm going away. And I have to think, why at all? You know, the tzaddikim, the big rabbeim, the tzaddikim, Tanaim, of the time of Tanaim, they were crying. If Chas v'Chalila, somebody will tell them something or hurt their feelings, they will go to cry. They will say, what did I do to deserve it? We thinking, oh, we don't deserve nothing. We are perfect. So we're talking about our ego or the Yetzer Hara. So here is the best to go away and start, you know, I bring always the example how the Persian women are checking the rice before Pesach. They put all the rice on the table and sit and pick one by one. I once watched it. It's amazing work. And this is how we going to do now preparation for Rosh Hashanah. Checking one by one each and every situation that we had been in, and again think without etzem, without sadness, and saying, okay, I got the point. Hashem, bli neder, we don't need the nadarim. I promise never again. So that's when there are warning signs. Please teach yourself to listen. Not that we all have to have Ruach HaKodesh, but it's to develop our connection that Hashem sends us simanim. Somebody told something, you heard something, you heard a story, and all of a sudden you say, oh, it's a place for me. Why did I hear this? Because Hashem wanted me to hear this. It means that it's explanation. What should I do or not do? We are not looking back to accuse ourselves. We are just looking backward in order to understand ourselves and not to do those mistakes again in future. What happened now, another thing that I want you to understand and remember, what happened when, Maria should just bring back the picture for a second, please. And so when we look, we have a few more minutes, and I remember. So what happened before? You see, the girl, the connection disconnects in number 2. So this is when it was a warning sign, but also that the situation, what was the girl thinking about? What she allowed herself to do that she should not do, because the next step is falling down to the so from the cliff. So here, how I will translate this: where the warning sign, where there are warning signs, what did I tell myself? At what point could I have stopped? There was time that Hashem always gives us opportunity to stop. Not to do this, not to go spend this money, not to argue with a neighbor. When somebody took your parking, okay, ashgacha pratis, ask Hashem to give you another parking. Don't show the person that you're angry. With your children, the same everyday life, stop and think, and don't go and make mistake upon mistake. Don't answer your husband when he says, you're sitting at home, you're not doing nothing. No, don't answer because husband, you came to help him. So the husbands, many times like a children, they have to understand, to learn to understand, learn to appreciate, learn to respect the wife. So this is not our place to raise them and educate them. Our place to show our dignity, to show that we need respect. Besides the love, respect. And we respect him, and he will learn to respect us. We showing what does it means respect in Jewish home. And therefore, those are warning signs. We need to learn to think what we're doing, that Hashem put us into the Nisayon. Sometimes Nisayon we have to pass because we have to pass and go to the next level. So now I want to bring to you three things that called, it also will be in your pages, Achna'ah. The first one is Achna'ah, accept and face the truth. Never come and start to say, blaming somebody else. No, it's not our way. If I'm already in the situation, accept it and say to yourself, the situation happened because Hashem put me in the situation and because it's happening to me, and accept and face the truth. What actually happened, not excuses, no excuses. There are two things here. Don't take somebody's problem on yourself. Learn to do it. If a person has problems, you can be sensitive to them, really have a good regish to them, say we're sorry, listen to them, but you cannot take their life into your situation. You just have to be responsible on your life. So no excuse. Don't bring excuses when a person like comes and steals your bag or your chain from the neck and screams as hell. You had a good parents, I didn't. You had a good education, and I didn't. And that's why I'm allowed to steal things. Use this to think this way, because no, we are not allowed to steal. We are not allowed to do a lot of things. We must respect our parents no matter how we disagree with them, because Hashem put those parents to be our parents, and no excuses and no blaming no one. Take it as your responsibility, thinking, so how can I come out from this situation? And not ever automatically start to blame. Because he drove not good, that's what happened. It's what happened to me. What did I think about? Why I was not conscious? Why I was not thinking enough? What did I do wrong? Just truth. Ask what was my part. Then the second part is Avdalah. Avdalah, separate and clarity. So, yes, this is where we separate from interpretation. My responsibility was another person, not another person's responsibility. I'm not taking the person's responsibility to myself. I am just taking care of myself and learning what can I learn from this. What happened? What can I learn? And this is that what happened to me. This is what happened. And then amtaka. Amtaka from the word matok, sweet. When the things happened, now I am happy. I got to the level where I started to understand what to do, what not to do, harmony. I'm happy with myself. I learned. I will not blame no one. I will not say nothing bad. And I want to finish with the words that each and every individual can learn to say, that I will continue this by next class, to say the words like this. Please excuse me, meaning Hashem. Please excuse me. Forgive me. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Whatever. The first one is I'm sorry. what happened. Any situation. I'm sorry. The Baruch Hashem, the cup fell down, or expensive vase broke into pieces. Mazel tov. But then I'm sorry. I spent so much money on this. But this is, I brought the vase. Should not be worse situation. But if Chas v'Chalila, something bad happens, something that we don't like happens in our life, we always say, I'm sorry. Sorry for the situation happened. Then we say, excuse me, because maybe I was part of this. Then I'm saying, I love you, Hashem. I love you. Please forgive me, and I love you. So we will come to the situation where we will learn to put in our head the situation that happening to us, and to be able to understand that Hashem puts us on purpose into the situation, that we have to pass in through our life, and have, the most important is to be much wiser, much smarter, much knowledgeable, and much stronger, and be able to continue our approach, and be able to explain those situations that you went through, meaning not a pride, ego, but with a Jewish pride, saying, Avarti this, I passed through this, and Baruch Hashem, Hashem gave me the strength, the kochot, to learn over and jump over. And that's in the picture when we see that the girl was davening and promising mitzvot and doing mitzvot and giving tzedakah and making tshuva and promising never again to do whatever she did. And that's how she jumps out from the place where she is, and starting a new page with Hashem helps continue further. As we said, everything past was Ashgacha Pratit, but the future, bright future, will be in our hands. So that's approximately, I wanted to speak about this class. I will ask very much to go through the pages and answer to yourself, give yourself answers, because those answers are very valuable. They are very yakar, yakar from the deer. It's very, very important for us to sit down and to analyze really, because we're running to Chachamim, we're running to people for blessings and everything. Somebody exactly before class called me and said, a big person, a big rabbi came here, and I said, we can give bracha, we can bless each other, even now in the class, and wish to everyone a good chodesh, shana tova, ktiva v'chatima tova, everything. We can do it in a second. But in order that Hashem will send us the shefa, the briut, the health, refuah shlema, the money, the shalom bayit, the nachat mieladim, the seeing of Mashiach, we need to have a kli, the vessel, and the vessel has to be pure. And this is the preparation, how to purify ourselves. Because no matter what we are going to do, the zgulot and the brachot are not working. And we're asking, so why we speaking about this? Why we're running before Rabbanim, different people? And the answer is, in order that this will work, we have to work on ourselves. I also send you the last page. A big zgula is from tomorrow to start to say the capital of Tehillim 27 is very important. There are people that saying that you can say around the year and never stop it, and that it has a lot of power. But for at least from Tishrei, all the Elul and until Tishrei, we should say this, and then each and every day we should say 3 prakim of Tehillim, meaning that by the end, on Yom Kippur and Hoshana Rabbah, we will finish a whole 5 books. And this is on Yom Kippur. On Yom Kippur, we will finish 5 books, meaning that we will finish by yourself. Of course, you can divide the Tehillim, you can divide between friends, between family, be in your community and say together on Rosh Hashanah, on your Kippur, 2 days in Rosh Hashanah. There will be much more information regarding presentation, preparation of tefillot and thoughts on Rosh Hashanah in the time of davening, that I will prepare you. I will send you paperwork, like those pages that you should be able to fill out and to bring you to the shul, to synagogue, and to continue to daven together with the chazan, with the rabbi, with the rabbeim, but also to know exactly what to do, how to speak to Hashem. I promise 8 to finish 8:15. There are many people that have other plans, so I didn't want to continue. There are a lot of more things that I can speak and tell you stories and stories, but right now, anybody wants to say something, please, if you still shy to speak in the class, please write down to me or to Mariasha, what are your thoughts? Did you learn something important? What do you think? How much you learned from this hour and 15 minutes spending with me? I'll be very happy to hear this.
Thank you so much. Does anyone have any questions that they want to ask? Okay. Feel free to send me your questions or Mrs. Mendelsohn, and thank you so much for this evening. Thank you for an amazing class.
שנה טובה, כתיבה וחתימה טובה, וחודש טוב, חודש מצוין, חודש of months of health, of שפע, שלום בית, נחת מילדים, that we should make the coming to Rosh Hashanah, we should come as a mama's free people from our prison in our mind, that we should be in harmony with ourselves, and we should love Hashem, and we should declare, Hashem, we love you. You are our Hashem, our Melech. So the next time we will continue to speak how to speak to a Melech, how to meet the Melech Basadeh at the field, and what does it means the king is around us. That will be the next steps of the classes. Thank you for coming and joining me, and have a great evening.
Amen. Good evening.